And it was Straightsmile Solutions, straightsmilesolutions.com. Happy almost 4th of July, 2025. Let's see, let's talk about, I guess you guys know my opinions on doing single arch cases. I generally don't recommend them. There's a few one-offs, and one of them might be when you have a long span or even just any bridge on the opposing. If you don't really need, treatment done on that arch with the bridge, I'd rather you not touch the bridge, because I have a lot of content about what can happen when you take an aligner on and off and on and off an arch with a bridge. Even if you have locked that bridge, obviously you're locked the bridge because you can't move a bridge. But even if you're not doing any movement in that quadrant or anything like that, just the mechanical movement of taking it on and off and on and off can cause any bridge to stress over time, and can cause flexion and whatever else. It's just basic dental materials, right? So that's a given. Anytime I tell you guys, anytime you do anything that includes a bridge in ortho, you gotta tell the patients there is a decent chance this bridge may fail. I can't give you the exact amount, but I would say it's pretty decent. If it does, it's not on me. Like you were warned. It's going to be a fee, and it's likely not going to be covered by insurance unless there's something else wrong with the bridge. So you got to be crystal clear. Now, something happened. I saw a case in the past week where, yeah, a doctor totally knew this. Doctor totally told this to the patient. They decided to only do the opposite arch, not do the arch with the bridge. So arch with a bridge was actually not treated. It was just in opposing. Didn't even have passive aligners. They were just treating the opposite arch. But what happened was, as they started moving the opposite teeth, it started to be high on the area where there was the bridge. So, I always tell you guys, make sure when they come in that you're checking with, occlusion paper. Take those photos. If you see a super high spot, it's one thing if it's covered by aligners, all the time, and you're moving that one too, then whatever that interference is probably going to go away almost instantaneously, or very quickly. And you're also covering that opposing arch, right? With aligners if you're moving it, so it's less likely to be traumatized because it's covered by plastic. But if you aren't moving the opposing arch, well, then it's going to be hitting heavy, and that's what happened is the bridge broke, just because of they were moving the other arch, if that makes sense. I know I'm kind of rambling here, but you guys get the idea. So if you're going to do anything opposing a bridge, just keep your eye on the occlusion. What it comes down to, you have to be really careful, and you can't just give them like 10, 15, 20 aligners and say, bye, check in virtually, because they're not going to be checking the bite. So this is going to be a case where they're going to have to come in, you're going to have to check it. You might have to adjust the opposing as you go along just to make sure. All right. Thanks so much.